playhouse. And from the bottom of our hearts, we thank ye much for being here with us. Tonight, in this most hallowed space, the Globe Theatre, in London, England, in the year of our Lord 1591, we, the Lord Chamberlain's Players, are proud to present to you a brand new play by the world's greatest living English writing playwright, Mr. William Shakespeare. And yet I alone cannot such a wonder do, and therefore we need a band of merry players. And so at once to our task, we shall send our actors off into the murky mists of the theater's backstage. Oh, wait, stay, two of you. I have an idea. I can see from our audience tonight that they are well schooled in the master's work. You know his previous attempts: Hamlet, King Lear, Macbeth, contemptuous drivel, compared to the work he has composed for you tonight. But since you are such an expert in his work, we shall play a little game. I will just bet that you can look at these characters and, knowing the master's inclinations, guess certain things about them. For example, look you here upon this gentleman and tell me, what do you think his character most deeply regrets? You can just yell it out.
Dinner.
Yes! He most deeply regrets his dinner. And look you here upon this lady fair. She has an ambition, a driving need that fuels her every waking thought and moment. Look upon her. What do you think that ambition is?
Tax collector.
She has the ambition to collect taxes. And look at me. What job do you think I have in our play?
Pilot.
Say it again.
Pilot.
A pilot, yes. A 1591
Pilot.
pirate.
Pirate.
A pirate.
Pirate.
That's better. Yes, my friends, I am a pirate. What think you is the name of this play? Oh, anything will work.
School's out.
Yes, that's right. School's out. My friends, sit back, get ready to enjoy a brand new play replete with
A man who regrets his dinner.
A woman whose ambition is to become a tax collector.
and a pirate. My friends, Mr. Shakespeare's School's Out.
Darling, the school is out and our children will be getting on this boat anytime soon, and I hate them.
Aye, they're the bilge of a pirate's swill, they are.
We've taught them nothing but doing good deeds. I got no reason why they aren't pillaging.
My lady, we have much erred with our children, for didst we think to raise them in the noble legacy of our father and our father's father, a pirate on the high seas, and yet we did allow our conformity to shape our will and to be accepted by the plebiscites that doth inhabit this town in which we have chosen to live. We have given up our and now we pay the price. Our children seek to be moral.
They're good. Ugh. It's a dilemma.
Aye, my love, rememberest thou whence we did meet upon that island, and I did attack thy village, kill all who inhabited there, and take thee for my wife?
And I loved you so quickly from that point on.
Aye.
Ah, the pillaging alone, you had me at that.
Ah, forget not the looting.
Oh, the looting. Tell me more about that.
I remember, my love, that night you slept upon your satin-pillowed bed, and I, like panther, crept into that tent, for 'twas upon the very field of battle, for so didst your kinsmen think to hold our forces off. And yet I did invade that holy sanctum, and with my saber drawn sought to draw thy blood, but yet, as soon as I did see thine eyes, my fingers willed as if alone themselves did drop that saber, and out my chest did pour my heart in love.
Now I'm just so overtaken with love for you, and I'm thinking here that our daughter wants to be a tax collector, wouldn't you not?
Hey, Father, Mother, school is out, and here I am.
Ah, sweet Amanda, come, tell thy mother and thy father what horrid things you did to unsuspecting children on the way from school.
Yes, did you loot them?
Did you pillage?
Nay, I helped them in collecting their apples and their oranges, and I passed them out along to everybody. You see, I did see a hungry lad on the street, and I gave to him some apples I took from others.
Amanda, sweet girl, even thine own ambition of tax collecting fits not this kind soul of yours.
Father, I tell thee, I am destined to be a tax collector. I have to tell thee that thy career hath greatly injured me.
Amanda, how sayest thou this?
How dare you say that to your
Thou hast
father?
never reported thy income.
Touch ye not my gold doubloons!
Father, thou takest this money through crime, and yet thou still must tell the king, for else great duties must be put on our heads.
The king? I forewarn thee never to let thy tongue form that word in this abode. I have no king.
Thou wish to live in international waters, I see.
Knowest thou the horrid history twixt king and I?
Nay, tell me.
Then thou shalt hear. Sit thee upon that bench, and thee upon that. I shall stride betwixt. Knowest that when I was but a lad, before the raging sea did call my soul to journey, was I too a man of moral shape, of legitimate configuration, one who loved his king and country, yea, almost above God himself. So did I worship the king, and yet, one night, when ere the moon had thrice its journey made around the autumnal seasonal orbit, didst that king, in drunken rage, attack my house and kill my family?
Me?
No, you're alive.
Oh, my parents.
Yes, my parents, my dear father, Blackbeard Bludgeon. From that day on, did I swear vengeance and revenge upon this king, and didst take to my maritime pursuits. and all I cared for was that mine own seed would fulfill this vengeful lust for justice.
Good morrow, mother, father, sister. I've the best of news at school. I have secured myself an apprenticeship with the king.
I should have told this story before.
Art thou not pleased?
Do you plan on stealing anything from him at all?
Nay, nay, mother, for I do get to be his royal toileteer.
Oh!
It sounds of harshness, but nay, I do sit by his chamber pot with a roll of paper.
My head. My splitting head.
I can't believe mine own son is naught but a royal flush.
Father, it's the best of opportunities. He says that one day I may even ascend to the role of court jester.
Randolph, knowest thou there is a tale far too long to recount twice upon this day that makes me and this king inveterate enemies?
Randolph, I am so proud of thee. Thou knowest thy future lay not on the poop deck here, but on the poop deck of the castle. I support thee, brother. And I wish to work for the king himself as well.
I am going to bed.
Hast thou not ears? Heard thee not my tale?
I have not.
I will leave your sister with her serpent tongue to recount it. But knowest thou this? Thou shalt not that king's toilet wipe. And thou shalt not in service of this king collect good tax from people, nor shalt thou touch my gold doubloon. Or else thou shalt have mother and father no more. Now, get thee an eye patch and prepare thee for our journey.
Father seems to be so upset, Amanda, and yet I am so pleased. I've never been to a place that had a chamber pot. Why, usually it's just off this deck that we do pull down our pantaloons and make wind to the water.
Yea, it is easier for thee than for me.
Father, my liege, this be the ship that I have seen that I ask you to seize. I. Thou must be the owners of this ship.
Be that, Your Majesty.
Oh. Hello. Look not upon the gold doubloons over there. Yes, this is the ship of our parents.
Long have I admired this ship from afar, from the castle ramparts, and wished to aboard it myself and seize it. Wilt thou do this for me, Father?
Yes, for anything shall be done for the happiness of my beautiful daughter.
But daughter, art thou sure that this quaint little barge is what they really wants?
Aye, Mother. I anticipate playing with this ship when I am a bit bored.
A nice toy, doth it think?
Pardon, but this boat be the home of my parents.
Thy parents? Well, naturally, of course, we shall be able to make an arrangement. Seeing from the vat of doubloons that thou hast, perhaps we can add a few to this. Thy names?
Amanda, my lady. And this be my brother Randolph.
Your Majesty. Oh, hi.
Randolph.
Amanda, stay you a second. Oh, that be the princess whom I have long dreamed to be with these many years.
Well, then pick thyself up together, brother.
Oh.
Thou looked a fool when thou didst meet her.
I must appear like a strong man afore her. Okay.
Now, facial structure in both of you
hast thou bitten my near side, near such?
Aye, your kingliness, mayhaps this hand thou doth recognize, for it is many.
Ah, yes, that scent me quite familiar. Ah, thou must make an appearance in my chambers in an hour's time, for tonight's supper was quite heavy.
Methinks you must be the number 2 child from your room.
I do be, and a hand I did have in making thy dinner your dinner this evening.
Besides, from thy own hand, thy faces do look familiar, but nonetheless, we shall seize this entire ship here and the doubloons there. For possibly it being my kingdom.
Nay, father, not the doubloons. Allow these poor wretched souls to keep their doubloons.
Why did father keep his doubloons so?
Obviously on the side of the dead.
Yeah.
This be such a bountiful treasure. I shall leave the 1%. Good enough.
Nay, 'tis it more fair to tax more heavily those who are wealthy?
Speak me not!
These be
Authentic English! Speak thou not!
I apologize, good sir. I, of course, do believe in the good that taxation can do.
But I do trust my daughter's judgment. Perhaps I shall leave the doubloons here and just seize the ship itself. Is that what thou wishes?
Father, that is what I wish. And in fact, Amanda, what dost thou studiest?
I, my lady, though it be rare for a pirate's whelp to go to school, we have gone, and I have studied in the fine arts of taxation, and my brother in the fine arts of asswipery.
Speaking of which, I must make haste to my chambers. I shall see thee momentarily.
Your kingliness, please, I put myself before all of you. Please, my parents' ship do not take. Our lives we do forfeit, sister.
This be
Take us.
my daughter's will. If her will to be changed, then my will as well. Let's be off.
Have you made a nativity, daughter?
I hope it not be his undergarments that need changing as well.
I run to father now.
Randolph? Stand.
You know my name?
Thou hast introduced thyself.
I just did not think someone of your stature would remember such a thing as lowly as my name. Your Highness.
He be a bizarre fellow. Quite servile in nature, and yet there's something that doth make me quiver.
Canst I not offer you something to drink? We have, the finest ale from the coast of Barbados.
I have never had mead or ale from, where was it?
Barbados.
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 Close enough.
Dost thou truly work for my father in his privy chamber? Or at the privy, rather?
I do. It be my greatest pleasure to serve at your father's backside.
Dost thou not have greater ambitions, Randolph?
Perhaps one day he would let me service the front. Of course, it would make sense.
Art thou married, Randolph?
Say nay, say nay, say nay, say nay.
Nay. Nay, I still be in schooling, which, to be truthful, be a strange habitation for one as myself, who do come from privateers. And yet I be young.
Randolph, would it trouble you greatly to gift me this ship?
I mean, I'd give you anything, my princess. You want.
Truly, verily.
So verily.
Thy sister seemed not terribly at joy with this idea of mine, and I would not wish to duty service to thy family.
Nay, Amanda, she be of oddness. She enjoys having a home and such pleasures, but I do not.
Thy parents must be such moral, upstanding citizens of the great kingdom and in love with the king and do anything for the king, given how appeasing thou art.
You be right, my princess. My father be so upstanding, they do call him Jolly Roger.
Ah! What be he? Tell me. A minister, perhaps?
Well, his duties as captain do allow him to wed couples at times, but he be a privateer, as I have said.
Ah, privateer, knows not I what this means.
Be it not anything to do with privates, as I do. Be it a fantastic ship captain who do travel the world doing good deeds.
Randolph, wishes I more than anything to meet thy parents one day.
More than anything.
Aye, thou art truly handsome with thy silver hair and thy golden vest and thy quivering stature.
I thank you, for the good sun has bleached my hair in my many outings at sea,
Aye.
and this be a royal wardrobe rightfully purchased from overseas, and my legs do be wobbly from being on deck for many a year. And oh, do I see?
Thou must be the father of dear Randolph, good, kind, sweet sir.
Father, may I present Her Royal Highness, the Princess
Boil my blood, 'tis the princess whom I do hate.
Thou dost not kiss. Aye, thou dost kiss my hand.
For a plot doth hatch from an egg. You are the princess.
I, Rosinia.
What dost thou here in my humble ship?
Oh, good kind sir. Oh, just a fancy of mine. Long hath I spent an afternoon bored in my chambers with my lady's maid, and looked yon from the castle ramparts upon the sea, and seen the ship, and wished for it to be among my joys and toys. And so I wish to seize it with thy blessing.
Seize my ship.
Aye. My father, he be ready to pay, or rather not seize all of thy doubloons in return.
Dost thou now see the venom that lies within this serpent? Aye, my lady, for thou knowest not me, but I know you, and I your father know, for I am the Jolly Roger!
The Jolly Roger. Oh, I did not understand before. The Jolly Roger.
The Jolly Roger, whose family thy father killed.
My father would do such a thing, but mayhaps thou hast done something to deserve it.
I did not, but work a toil-ridden job, raise my family, and try my best to be a good contributor to king and country. Yet all he cared about in his drunken lethargy was raiding and looting, and who cares what peasant stock he trampled in his stampede?
Nay, speak not such evil words upon my father. My father be a loving man. He hath only shown me joy and sunshine and care.
A loving man, sayest thou?
Aye.
Then do explain this letter in the form of a wrinkled scroll.
Father, thou keepest the scroll at hand at all times?
Aye, for 'tis this letter in which your father, the king, gave his order to destroy the town in which my family lived. Cast thine eyes upon that proof.
Aye, this doth bear his seal. But pray tell, kind sir, why, wherefore, what happened in that town to conjure up such evil omens from my father's heart?
Care I not your father's reasons, 'twas greed, licentiousness and greed.
Nay, I do not believe this. Randolph.
No, I not the answer, good princess, but father, please, the princess had nothing to do with this. Why, she was merely a babe at the time of our family's squabble with the king.
Aye, and 'tis the pirate's code that the sins of one's family do visit upon their children.
But I'm not a pirate.
I'm sorry, my lady, but you will not be leaving this ship.
Nay, thou canst not keep me against my will. I be the princess.
What ho! Send a guard! Ah, Lady
Captain?
Martha, my guard.
Aye, sir? What wish you?
Take this prisoner down below to the galleys.
Randolph.
Oh,
Come thee with
my
me.
hands are tied. Oh. Father!
Now seest thou what I have warned thee of.
That thou hast taken the crowned princess captive aboard our ship?
Aye, and we set sail at the next full wind.
Oh, such a thing as a full wind do shake and quiver me for trifles with the king. But father, I love her.
Love her!
Aye, she be the sweetest, most delicate creature that hath ever these boards crossed.
What villainy is this?
Father, thou beest the villain. Thou do travel the seas, pillaging and stealing. I wish only to live a life of honesty.
Well, this dream of yours is like an apple that doth grow upon a tree, yet knowest thou the serpent is much more strong. I am afraid the fang of fact has pierced thy apple skin, and all the juice has run upon the ground, where it shall rot, and the apple itself shall grow mites and termites too, and shall turn into such a brown and unctuous pulp that even
Where
pigs...
are my wipes? Oh.
Son, that lady is now my prisoner, and thou shalt ne'er see her again.
Brother, I did just see the princess was taken down yonder.
Why, yonder, sister, the worst of places.
She must be so scared and hungry.
Aren't we not scared as well, for our father has taken the princess hostage?
I am scared.
What thinkest thou that the king will do once he's heard of this? Our heads will end up on the spires of the castle.
Then we must get the princess to understand and be on our good side. Brother, methinks she liketh thee. Perhaps her dinner thou couldst bring her. Thou couldst share a meal, and try to win her favor back, so
Why?
that her father may spare our lives.
This plan that thou hast come up with, it be of much intelligence, for in class, in home economics that they do teach in our school, I have learned to prepare a meal plentiful and good enough for that of the princess.
Aye?
And yet, what have we here? Stale bread,
Oh,
moldy apples.
a fish that was caught 3 days ago.
Aye. Huh.
Pungent.
Ah. So I shall fillet such a thing.
Ah, my queen. This be it. I would like to take a second look upon thy ship. Ah.
Your Majesty.
Your Majesty.
Servants. Where be our daughter? She was here momentarily ago. Where be my daughter?
Yuzinia! Where did she say she would be, sister?
The chamber pot.
Aye!
And why is thou not... never mind.
Oh, get her at once, for she's going to be late for the banquet.
I cannot rush certain things, my queen. Certain things need to percolate and take their time.
Too bad she taketh after you instead of me in that regard.
Perhaps we shall wait here until she returns. Please bring us forth some ale or mead.
Yes. Here you go, my king.
Your likeness to someone I have known, a family in my past.
No one alive, I'm sure. All dead, brutally murdered or something.
That is a shame. Tell me about your family.
Privateers.
Privateers?
Privateers. Very good.
Such a believable career which no one does know the meaning of. And
The meaning be pirate.
Oh, father! This be your father. This be thy father. Good sir, this ship will soon be mine, and I will give you great reward of word as to how well you have kept it.
Notice, my liege, I kneel not before you.
Yes.
Sir?
Come forth and kneel before thy king.
I shall not. Thou dost not recognize my face, for I was but a babe when thee and thy harsh boots did trample upon my tower.
But thou hast not changed much. For I recognize thee.
Thou killest my father.
The likeness to thy father. Aye, remembereth I that moment.
And this sin heavy on thy soul, thou still continue to lord your shining crown above the populace. How dost thou sleep at night?
Very well, you speak it to thy king.
Nay, nay, for I am a pirate, and I have no king. Yet have I a king's daughter.
A king's daughter, what words is it to speak?
Father!
Daughter!
I have your daughter, and she be bound and shot. Where is that gone?
And I have my daughter!
oh, she did but get away from
And
me.
thy son!
You had one job!
Knowest this, that if thou wishest to breathe another breath, thou must release my daughter, and with infinite mercy I shall forget that this has ever transpired.
Ha! Thinkest thou that? For realizest you not that in the hour past the wind has filled our sail?
Father, it's a trap. We are trapped here.
I look back upon the land.
We are at sea!
Yes, yes. Wife, swim! Swim!
Oh, Charlie, Roger, what tough love.
You thief! You thief!
Be a king when taken from his throne. For now all the world is on this boat.